everyone. I will be discussing some of the following topics included under safety and health at work, such as training for safety, workplace safety and health laws, occupational safety and health administration laws. What is occupational safety and health administration all about? Right to know laws, OSHA enforcement, and the health hazards at work. The rule of training. Training is a key part of keeping the workplace safe. It teaches employees how to do their jobs safely, use equipment properly, and handle emergencies. Good training helps workers understand what risks to look out for and how to avoid them. Regular safety training sessions ensure that everyone stays up to date with the latest safety practices, making the work environment safer for everyone. Workplace safety is crucial to protect employees from harm and prevent accidents that can lead to injury or even death. A safe working environment also helps to reduce financial losses and improve overall productivity. For human resource professionals and managers, maintaining safety is a key part of their role, involving the development and enforcement of safety standards and tracking workplace incidents. The statistics from 2009, which reported 4,340 workplace fatalities and 3.3 million injuries, refer to the overall occupational incidents across the United States for that year. These figures were compiled by the Occupational Safety and Health Administration in the Bureau of Labor Statistics to emphasize the broader issues of workplace safety and the need for stricter safety regulations and enforcement. These incidents occurred across various industries, with higher rates typically seen in sectors like construction, manufacturing, and transportation, where workers are often exposed to dangerous conditions. The types of accidents contributing to these numbers include falls, being struck by objects, electrocutions, and exposure to harmful substances or environments. Each of these incidents is a stark reminder of the risk that workers face and the critical importance of workplace safety measures. The 2009 data emphasizes the need for ongoing vigilance and improvement in workplace safety practices. Employers are responsible for creating safe working conditions, and employees must be trained to recognize and avoid hazards. This broad occurrence of incidents lead to stronger emphasis on safety protocols, more rigorous enforcement by OSHA, and increased awareness of the importance of safety in the workplace. The Occupational Safety and Health Act of 1970 established Occupational Safety and Health Administration, which is part of the U.S. Department of Labor. Occupational Safety and Health Administration's mission is to ensure safe and healthy working conditions by setting standards, enforcing regulations, and providing training and assistance. The key responsibilities of Occupational Safety and Health Administration are: first is to create safety standards for various industries, including construction, manufacturing, and office environments. Second, Occupational Safety and Health Administration inspects workplaces and enforces compliance with safety standards. And lastly, Occupational Safety and Health Administration offers training programs and resources to help companies comply with safety laws. Also, these are the major occupational safety and health administration standards. Walking or working surfaces. It ensures that floors and passageways are clean and free of hazards to prevent slips and falls. Means of egress. It requires clear and accessible emergency exits and evacuation plans. Occupational noise exposure. It mandates protection against harmful noise levels and provides guidelines for noise control. Hazardous materials. It regulates exposure to chemicals and mandates clear communication about chemical hazards. Protective equipment. It requires personal protective equipment such as helmets and goggles based on specific workplace hazards. Sanitation. It ensures the availability of clean water, vermin control, and adequate toilet facilities. First aid. It requires on-site first aid supplies to address injuries promptly. Fire equipment mandates fire extinguishers or evacuation plans depending on the workplace's fire safety policy. Machine guards. It ensures machinery has safeguards to prevent injuries. And electrical standards. It sets requirements to prevent electrical hazards, including proper wiring and protective devices. Common occupational safety and health administration violations include issues with scaffolding, fall protection, hazard communication, respiratory protection, ladders, lockout or tagout, electrical wiring methods, powered industrial trucks, electrical general requirements, and machine guarding. The Emergency Planning and Community Right to Know Act was established in 1986 to enhance public safety and awareness regarding hazardous substances. This law requires local and state governments to develop and annually review emergency response plans for chemical emergencies. Companies handling large quantities of extremely hazardous substances must also develop their own response plans. Additionally, organizations that manufacture, process, or store certain hazardous chemicals must provide material safety data sheets or MSDS to local fire departments, state and local officials, and employees. These sheets detail the chemical components, health risks, safe handling procedures, and first aid measures. The data must also be reported to local and state governments and made available to the public. HR professionals play a critical role in facilitating compliance with these laws by ensuring timely and accurate reporting. For companies frequently using hazardous substances, it is essential to include reporting processes in employee orientation and provide ongoing training as laws change. An example of non-compliance is the H-RIT bottling facility in Pennsylvania, which faced fines of $110,880 for violations, including lacking safety data sheets and black exits. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration enforcement involves both record keeping and site inspections to ensure workplace safety compliance. While some small companies with fewer than 10 employees in certain industries are exempt from record keeping, larger companies must maintain records of workplace injuries and illnesses. These records don't imply fault or guarantee workers' compensation but help calculate incidence rates, which compare the company's safety record with industry standards. OSHA prioritizes inspections based on five main factors: imminent danger, situations that pose serious threats of death or injury; fatalities, incidents where three or more employees are harmed, which must be reported within 8 hours; complaints, anonymous employee reports about potential safety issues; previous violations, inspections of companies with a history of violations, planned programs, organizations with known safety problems working to comply with OSHA standards. OSHA inspectors conduct unannounced visits, starting with an introduction and followed by a walkthrough to identify violations. A report is sent within 6 months, including citations or fines. Companies can contest fines by demonstrating improved safety measures. Health hazards at work encompass a range of issues that can impact employees' well-being. While OSHA provides comprehensive coverage on workplace safety, there are additional health concerns that organizations need to address. Number one, stress management. Chronic stress in the workplace can lead to both physical and mental health problems such as anxiety, depression, heart disease, and burnout. Employers should implement strategies like offering stress management programs, promoting work life balance, and providing mental health resources to help employees cope with stress. Number two, office related injuries. Conditions such as carpal tunnel syndrome result from repetitive tasks, poor ergonomics, and long hours of work. Those injuries can cause significant discomfort and disability. To prevent these issues, organizations should ensure that workstations are ergonomically designed and employees are educated on proper posture and frequent breaks. Number three, no fragrance areas. Some employees may have allergies or sensitivities to fragrances, leading to respiratory issues, headaches, or skin irritations. Establishing no fragrance zones or adopting a fragrance free policy can help create a safer and more inclusive work environment. Addressing these health hazards is crucial for maintaining a healthy workforce, reducing absenteeism, and enhancing overall productivity. Employers should proactively manage these risks through policies, education, and supportive programs.
Good morning, everyone. I am Jambika Papas and I am the second reporter of group number 7. My first topic is all about stress. The American Psychological Association's annual survey highlights that money is 76%, work is 70%, and the economy is 65% are major sources of stress for Americans. Job instability is increasingly stressful with 49% of adults citing it as a concern in 2010, up from 44% in 2009. Additionally, fewer Americans feel satisfied with their employers' efforts to balance work and personal life, dropping to 36% in 2010 and 42% in 2009. These only mean that money, work, and the economy are big stressors for many Americans. Concerns about job security have grown, and fewer people are happy with how their job helps them balance work and their personal life. Hans Selye coined the term stress in 1936, defining it as a body non-specific response to any demand for change. Stress can be triggered by various stimuli called stressors and can be either positive or negative. Individual reactions to stressors vary. For instance, public speaking may be a stressor for some but not for others. Hans Selye introduced the term stress to describe how the body reacts to any kind of change or demand. Stress comes from different sources and how people react to it can vary. Stressor means it is an activity, event, or stimulus that causes a response in the body which can be either positive or negative. Stress can be positive or negative. Positive stress or eustress is healthy and motivates us toward goals, providing fulfillment and positive feelings. The distress is negative stress that can be long lasting and doesn't produce positive feelings. This stress can further divided into chronic stress, which is prolonged and persistent, acute stress, which is short term and intense, Hyperstress refers to extreme stress with little relief, often leading to burnout, while hypostress is the absence of significant stress, leading to feelings of restlessness, especially in repetitive jobs. Stress can be positive or negative. Eustress, it is the positive stress that is motivating and fulfilling. Example, feeling excited and motivated before starting a new job. The distress is the negative stress that causes discomfort and can persist long term. Example is struggling with a heavy workload and tight deadlines. There are four types of distress. First is the chronic stress, prolonged exposure to the stress. Example is ongoing financial troubles causing continuous anxiety. Next is the acute stress or the short term or intense stress. Example is a sudden argument with a friend causing immediate tension. Next is the hyperstress or the extreme stress with minimal relief, often resulting in burnout. Example is working long hours without breaks, leading to exhaustion and burnout. Lastly is the hypostress or the lack of sufficient stress, leading to restlessness. Example is the feeling bored and restless in a monotonous job with no challenges. Stress impacts productivity and health, and its effects can vary based on individuals' stress coping mechanisms and personality. High levels of stress can lead to fatigue, reduced productivity, health problems, and increased employee turnover. Recognizing this, many employers are identifying major stressors in the workplace and implementing strategies to mitigate them. Like for example, is the PricewaterhouseCoopers restructured teams to share clients' responsibilities, allowing employees to balance work and their personal life better. They also encourage taking vacation time and remind employees to disconnect from work during weekends to reduce stress. When we say stress coping mechanism, it is a strategies used to manage and mitigate stress. And then the employer's turnover, it is the rate at which employees leave and are replaced within a company. Stress at work can lower productivity and harm health. It can cause tiredness, less work output, health issues, and higher employer turnover. Companies like PricewaterhouseCoopers, they address this by changing team structures to ease workload, encourage vacation time, and advising employees to unplug from work on weekends. Here are the most common stressors for college students. First is the death of a loved one. Second is relocating to a new city or state. Third is divorce of parents, encounter with the legal system, transfer to a new school, marriage, lost job, elected to leadership position, new romantic relationship, serious argument with a close friend, increase in course load or difficulty of courses, change in health of family member, first semester in college, failed important course, major personal injury or illness, change in living conditions. Argument with instructor, outstanding achievement, change in social life, change in sleeping habits, lower grades than expected, break up of relationship, new job, financial problems, change in eating habits, chronic heart trouble, pregnancy, too many missed classes, long commute to work or school, working more than one job, impending graduation, argument with family member, sexual concerns, changes in alcohol and or drug use, roommate problems, and raising children. That only show that college students often face stress from a range of issues, including personal losses, moving, relationship changes, academic pressures, financial problems, and lifestyle adjustments. These stressors can impact their overall well being and academic performance. Offering flex time helps reduce employees' stress by allowing them to tailor their work and family schedules to their needs. This type of creating scheduling, according to Von Madsen, HR manager at ARUP Laboratories, allows employees to work around the schedule that suits them best. Additionally, creative stress reducing strategies include providing concierge services, on-site childcare, wellness initiatives, and massage therapy. These measures can enhance employee loyalty and productivity. When we say flex time, it is a work arrangement that allows employees to choose their working hours within certain limits. Also, when we say concierge services, it is a personalized assistance provided to employees such as running errands or making reservation. On-site childcare, it is a childcare services provided at the workplace. Wellness initiatives, it is a programs designed to improve employees' health and well-being. Massage therapy, it is a professional massage services offered to help reduce stress and physical tension. My next topic is all about cumulative trauma disorder or CTDs and carpal tunnel syndrome or CTS. Cumulative trauma disorders are injuries to the fingers, hand, arms, or shoulders caused by repetitive motions like typing. Carpal tunnel syndrome or CTS is a prevalent CTD affecting the hand and wrist. It can be prevented or reduced through proper posture, ergonomics, and adjustments in work and personal habits. CTDs can also affect people who frequently text or use smartphones. To mitigate these issues, there are ergonomic devices like keyboards and chairs. CTDs lead to increased healthcare costs and workers' compensation claims. OSHA requires reporting of CTDs and provides guidelines to reduce these disorders in various industries with ongoing development of specific standards. When we say cumulative trauma disorder or CTDs, it is a injuries from repeated movements like typing or texting. However, the carpal tunnel syndrome or CTS, it is a common type affecting the wrist. To prevent the CTDs, we must use good posture. We must use also the ergonomic tools and change our habit. These disorders can increase health costs and insurance claims. The the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, which regulates workplace safety and health standards, offers guidelines to help prevent them. Next topic is all about the video display terminals or VDT or the computer monitors and similar screens. In 1984, 25% of workers use computers. Now, 60% do. Using computers can cause eye strain, fatigue, and muscle pain. For us to stay healthy, we must take breaks every hour, reduce screen glare, and adjust our chair and screen properly, as recommended by Occupational Safety and Health Administration. The EEOC or the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission defines a disability as a serious impairment that limits major life activities. People with multiple chemical sensitivity or MCS or environmental illness or EI experience symptoms like headaches and breathing problems due to certain chemicals. Employers must accommodate these conditions by creating policies to ensure a safe and healthy workplace. Creating policies to address MCS is not only legally necessary but also a best practice for maintaining a safe and healthy work environment. To accommodate employees with chemical sensitivities, policies might include: first is the fragrance-free policy, prohibits scented personal products to avoid triggering allergies or sensitivities in employees. Second is limit air fresheners, reduces the use of strong-smelling products to maintain a neutral indoor air quality. Third is the ventilation system maintenance, ensures proper air circulation and filtration to remove pollutants and odors. Fourth is workspace with windows, provides natural ventilation and fresh air to improve comfort and reduce indoor air pollution. Fifth is the alternate workspace, offers a different location for employees who are sensitive to environmental factors in their current workspace. Sixth is the careful with renovations, minimizes exposure to dust and strong odors during construction projects to avoid health issues. Instead of having a strict no-scent policy, some organizations like Kaiser Permanente ask employees to avoid strong fragrances to make the workplace more comfortable for everyone. They highlight that strong scents can affect some people's health and well-being and encourage using lightly scented or unscented products. Fragrance-free policy means it is a set of guidelines to reduce or eliminate the use of scented products in the workplace. To keep workers safe, chemicals need clear labels in English and detailed safety sheets. With many new chemicals each year, Knowing their long term effects can be tough, so clear guidelines are important. In the United States, most states ban smoking in enclosed public areas to protect workers from secondhand smoke, and many companies have strict no smoking policies. These steps, including training on chemical safety, help ensure a safer work environment. Material Safety Data Sheet or MSDS, meaning it is a document that provides information on the properties of chemicals, including handling instructions and safety precautions. Secondhand smoke, it is a smoke inhaled involuntarily from tobacco being smoked by others. CDC means Center for Disease Control and Prevention, a U.S. public health agency that provides information on health and safety. A smoke free work environment offers numerous benefits. It creates a healthier and safer space for all employees by reducing exposure to harmful secondhand smoke. For those trying to quit smoking, a clear policy can serve as added motivation. Additionally, a well defined smoking policy helps managers handle related issues more effectively, leading to a more organized workplace. For employers, a smoke free environment enhances workplace safety and health while potentially lowering direct healthcare costs. By reducing smoke related absenteeism and maintenance expenses, companies can save money. The absence of smoke also extends the lifespan of office equipment and furniture and decreases fire risk. Moreover, demonstrating care through a clear smoking policy can improve employee morale and possibly lead to reduced insurance premiums due to fewer smokers. The policy states that smoking and using tobacco products are not allowed anywhere on the company's premises. This rule applies to both employees and visitors to ensure a smoke free environment. Substance abuse at work can lead to poor performance, more accidents, and higher costs. To manage this, companies should have a clear drug free policy, train supervisors, educate employees, provide support, and conduct drug testing. Substance abuse cost businesses over 100 billion, making these measures essential. Substance abuse means this is the misuse of drugs or alcohol that negatively impacts performance and behavior. Next topic is about workplace violence and bullying. Each year, 2 million American workers face workplace violence. Those at higher risk include people who handle money, deliver services, work alone or in a small groups, work late or early, and those in high crime areas. To keep workers safe, organizations should first have a strict no violence policy. Teach employees about safety, use cameras, lights, and alarms to secure the workplace. Use a drop safe to store cash securely. Give workers cell phones for emergencies. Encourage workers to travel in groups for safety. Recognizing indicators of potential workplace violence is crucial for maintaining a safe work environment. These indicators, as identified by the Workplace Violence Research Institute, include behavioral changes such as increased substance use, frequent absences, deteriorating personal hygiene, and emotional instability. Other signs include aggressive outbursts, threats, suicidal comments, and preoccupation with past violence. Awareness of these signs allows employers to intervene early and provide support or corrective actions before situations escalate. Regular training and clear policies can help manage and mitigate risks associated with these behaviors, ultimately fostering a safer workplace. Workplace violence encompasses behaviors or actions that could cause harm to employees, including those that may manifest as pre incident signs of potential violence. Addressing these signs promptly through HRM intervention and counseling is crucial for preventing escalation. Workplace bullying is a specific form of aggressive behavior that includes persistent negative actions toward a coworker, such as unwarranted criticism, blame without evidence, or humiliation. This behavior significantly impacts employee productivity and can result in costly legal disputes and negative public perception for the organization. Addressing and mitigating these issues are essential for maintaining a healthy work environment. A hospital worker won a lawsuit for emotional distress caused by workplace bullying, highlighting the legal recognition of the problem. Cyberbullying, using technology to harm or embarrass others, is harmful and can lead to anxiety and lower productivity. Addressing both traditional and cyberbullying is crucial for a healthy work environment. When we say emotional distress, it is a psychological suffering caused by an upsetting situation. Cyberbullying, it is using the internet or technology to send harmful or embarrassing messages. Retention issues means problems related keeping employees within an organization. Digital harassment is the abuse or intimidation conducted through digital platform. Lastly is the free speech or the right to express one's opinions without government restraint, though it does not protect harmful behavior like bullying.
So let's discuss the Employee Privacy Report. Importance of employee privacy. In today's world, where identity theft is a significant concern, protecting employee privacy is paramount. When we say identity theft, ito ang pagnanakaw ng pagkakakilanlan ng isang tao, kung saan kinukuha ang kanyang personal na impormasyon tulad ng pangalan, address, numero ng social security o detalye ng bank account nang walang pahintulot. At maaari itong gamitin sa pandaraya, gaya ng pagkuha ng pera, pagbili ng mga bagay o pagkakautang sa pangalan ng biktima. Breaches of private information can lead to costly consequences for organization. At ang hindi pagtupad ng empleyado sa batas ng organisasyon ay maaaring maging sanhi ng problema sa isang organisasyon. For example, in March 2011, the Texas Comptroller Office inadvertently exposed the names, address, and the social security numbers of 3.5 million state workers on public website. In this incident, resulted in the state spending $1.8 million on remedial actions, including notifying affected parties and reviewing office procedures. While all management must contribute to maintaining employee privacy, the HR department plays a crucial role in ensuring the privacy measures are implemented effectively. So here are the strategies to combat employee identity theft. These are designed to prevent identity theft and protect employee information. So as an employers, it's our duty to perform thorough background and criminal checks on employees who will have access to sensitive data. The second strategy is restrict access. Limit access to areas where sensitive data is stored, whether physical or digitally. The third one is provide training. Train staff members who handle private employee information and proper privacy protocols. And number 4, secure storage. Store sensitive information in locked physical files or password-protected digital files. And number 5, use alternative identification. Utilize identification method other than social security numbers for employees. So let's proceed to monitoring employee activities. Monitoring employee activities on company-provided devices is another aspect of employee privacy. Case law generally supports that employees do not have privacy rights when using their employer's equipment, with a few exceptions. Sa pamamagitan nito, maaaring matukoy ng employers kung ano ang ginagawa ng kanyang employee sa oras ng trabaho. Halimbawa, sa survey na isinagawa ng American Management Association, 73% ng mga empleyado ang tumitingin sa kanilang email messages at 66% naman ang mga nagbe-web surfing. So if an organization decide to implement monitoring policies, it's important to ensure employee buy-in by. The first one is developing a monitoring policy. Create a clear and comprehensive policy outlining the scope and purpose of monitoring. Number 2 is communicating monitoring practices. clearly inform employees about what will be monitored. And number 3, providing business justification. Explain the business reasons for monitoring email and internet usage. Next, the collaboration with IT and communication of privacy policies. In today's connected world, it's essential to collaborate with your IT department to establish standards that protect employee data stored on company computers. Additionally, communicating in a clear privacy policy is crucial. For instance, Agrium, a Canadian-based supplier of agricultural products, publicly states its commitment to employee privacy on its website. Their privacy policy emphasizes maintaining the accuracy, confidentiality, and security of personal information and outlines the measures taken to prevent security breaches. So let's proceed to terrorism and its impact on the workplace. Since the 9/11 attacks, the threat of terrorism has become a significant concern for workplaces across the various industries. This has placed the responsibility of emergency preparedness at the forefront of HR professionals' duties, promoting a culture of safety and health. In today's high-stress work environments, ensuring employee health and safety is essential. While some may view employee health as beyond the scope of HR, the increasing cost of the health benefits makes it crucial for companies to hire and maintain healthy employees. So this importance was highlighted during the recession of the late 20s when 50% of workplaces either increased or planned to increase their investment in wellness and health programs. Example of health and safety policy. This was according to Cordis Corporation, who committed the Global Environment Health and Safety or EHS excellence, demonstrates its dedication through the following principles. These principles are comprehensive risk management, pollution prevention, healthy lifestyle culture, continuous improvement and sustainability, and engaging partnership. Next, let's proceed to building a safe workplace culture. Creating a culture of safety goes beyond mandatory training session. It involves fostering an environment where employees can recognize hazards and feel empowered to address them. Safety should be a shared responsibility with every employee taking an active interest in identifying and addressing safety issues. Managers play a crucial role by taking employee suggestions seriously, making necessary changes, and communicating these changes effectively. A strong safety culture prioritizes safety over production speed or cost. Organizations should avoid scenarios where health and safety priorities compete with production goals, as this can lead to dangerous situations. Next is the Employee Assistance Programs. Another strategy to ensure health and safety is implementing an Employee Assistance Program. These programs help employees address their personal issues that could affect their work performance, offering service like counseling and referrals. For example, REI, Recreation Equipment Inc., has a comprehensive EAP for employees in both retail and corporate settings. So here are the techniques for a safe and healthy work environment. First, familiarize yourself with OSHA and other safety law. Second, provide employee training on OSHA and safety laws. Number 3, establish a written policy for handling safety violations. Number 4, commit necessary resources like time and money to maintain healthy work environment. Number 5, involve employees in safety and health discussion. They may offer valuable insights. Number 6, make safety part of every employee's job description, holding them accountable for practicing safety. Understand the impact of employee health on the company's bottom line and implement supportive policies and programs. Let's proceed to Chapter 14, which is the International HRM or Human Resource Management. The first thing we're gonna discuss in Chapter 14 is the things were not what they seem. So 2 years ago, your organization made a decision to go global, seeking to expand the success of its baby bot product into the international market. Initially, the company experienced significant success in South America, driven by the millions of dollars in product marketing research. However, the organization's strategy faltered when it decided to establish a sales presence in Peru by purchasing a company there. Sapagkat mayroon silang kultura na hindi sang-ayon ang organisasyong iyon. Katulad na lamang na underestimated compensation at ang bonus tuwing sasapit ang Peruvian Independence Day at ang Christmas, na kung saan naging sanhi upang i-disaproba ng Peruvian ang nasabing organisasyon sapagkat hindi ito sang-ayon sa kagustuhan ng Peruvian. So these are the challenges and mistakes we commit in entering international human resource management. The first one is cultural misunderstanding, which is under that is the meeting etiquette. For example, a meeting scheduled for 9 a.m. did not begin until 9:45 a.m., frustrating the U.S. executives. The delay was due to cultural differences in business practices, where relationships are prioritized before. Next is the interaction with employees. U.S. executive lost respect from Peruvian counterparts by directly engaging with employees, bypassing management. In Peru's hierarchical business culture, this was seen as inappropriate. The second challenges and mistake are the underestimated compensation costs. Under that is the mandatory bonuses. So Peruvian law requires employees to receive bonuses equivalent to monthly salary on both Peruvian Independence Day and Christmas. Next is the vacation and benefits. After 1 year of service, Peruvian employees are entitled to 30 calendar days of paid vacation. Additionally, higher benefit costs arose, including 22% income contribution to pension plans, a 9% employer contribution to social health insurance, and mandatory life insurance after 4 years of service. And lastly, the severance payments. The company was also unprepared to the compulsory severance payments required during work stoppage or slowdowns. Next, for the discussion of Chapter 14, entitled Offshoring and Outsourcing. When we say offshoring, this occurs when a business relocates or moves some part of its operation to another country. Offshoring is often used to reduce costs or access new markets. However, outsourcing, this involves contracting with another company, either onshore or offshore, to perform a specific business-related task. For example, a company might outsource its accounting operation to specialized firm. If the outsourced function is performed in another country, it also qualifies as offshoring. So, ang pangunahing pagkakaiba ng offshoring at outsourcing, ang offshoring ay palaging nauugnay sa paglipat ng operasyon sa ibang bansa, habang ang outsourcing naman ay hindi limitado sa lokasyon, maaari itong gawin sa loob ng bansa o sa labas. Sa offshoring, ang kumpanya mismo ang naglilipat ng bahagi ng operasyon nito, samantala ang outsourcing, ang kumpanya ang kumukuha sa ibang kumpanya upang gawin ang trabaho para sa kanila. So the next topic is the global environment. In today's business landscape, understanding the distinction between various types of international operation is crucial. While terms like international, global, multinational, and transnational are often used interchangeably, each represent a different approach to conducting business across borders. The next discussion is the type of markets. The first one is the domestic market. A market where a product or service is sold only within the borders of a country. Number 2 is international market. When a company saturates its domestic market, it seeks opportunities abroad using existing resources. However, international markets may not be responsive to local needs as global organization. Number 3 is global organization, a company that sells its product globally. treating the world as its market. Such organizations emphasize local responsiveness to meet market demands effectively. Number 4, multinational corporation. When a company saturates its domestic market, it seeks opportunities abroad using existing resources. However, international markets may not have been responsive to local needs as global organizations. Lastly, the transnational corporation, a complex organization with a central corporate office, but with significant decision-making, research, and marketing responsibilities delegated to individual foreign markets. This structure allows for high local responsiveness but can pose challenges in integrating international operations. An example is Coca-Cola, which evolved from domestic company to an international, then multinational, and eventually a transnational corporation to capitalize on local market efficiency. Next, we will discuss the differences between international, global, multinational, and transnational companies. First, let's discuss the global and transnational. So global is centrally controlled operation, while transnational is foreign offices have control over production markets. In global, no need for home office integration since home office makes all decisions. However, in transnational integration with home office, then global views the world as its market, while transnational high local responsiveness. Then global, low market responsiveness since it is centrally controlled. Then let's proceed to international and multinational. International is centrally controlled, while multinational is foreign offices of viewed as subsidiaries. In international, no need for home office integration as home office makes all decisions, while multinational home office still has much control. Then in international, it uses existing production to sell products overseas, while multinational high local responsiveness. And lastly, international is low market responsiveness. So let's discuss the impact of globalization on human resource management. Globalization had profound effects on business operation and strategic human resource planning, driven by various factors like number 1 is trade agreement. So, agreement like the European Union and the North American Free Trade Agreement have reduced trade barriers, making it easier for the companies to operate internationally. As a result, business must engage in global operation to remain competitive, leading to a need for a strategic human resource management that can handle staffing, compensation, and training in diverse legal and cultural. Number 2 is the educational consideration. The level of education in a country significantly influences human resource strategies. For example, Denmark offers free college education, resulting in a highly educated workforce, while in Somalia, the focus is more on basic needs due to the low gross domestic product. Number 3 is the economic influences. Economic systems affect worker motivation and compensation strategies. In capitalist societies, where hard work is often rewarded with financial incentives, employees may be more motivated than in communist societies. And lastly, the legal implication. The legal system of a country influences various human resource management aspects, such as compensation, union relation, hiring practices, and safety regulation. For instance, certain questions that are illegal in US hiring practices like age or marital status are permissible in countries like China. Additionally, legal requirements such as mandatory aguinaldo or 13-month salary in Costa Rica must be factored into human resource management strategies.
Good morning, everyone. I am Jane Salumalan and I am the port reporter.
14.2.2 HRM Global Strategies.
The passage discusses how human resource management is approached on a global scale, particularly for multinational companies. It highlights that rather than finding one universal HRM system, companies should focus on aligning HRM strategies with both external environment like laws and the company's goals. Pichler and colleagues argued that it's not about identifying the best HRM process for everyone, but about finding the right fit for each situation. Adler and Bartholomew introduced transnational competences, which are skills needed to succeed in the global business environment. A transnational scope means that HRM decision considered employees in all countries where the company operates, aiming to set fair standard across the world. Transnational representation suggests that the company's management should reflect a multinational composition. Meanwhile, a transnational process refers to generating ideas and decisions from diverse perspectives across all the countries that companies operates in. The overall idea is that a transnational approach to HRM ensures the company incorporates multicultural understanding instead of making international employees fit into a domestic framework. The companies adopt a more comprehensive strategy that respects global differences. HRM in this context act as the glue that unifies the organization's various global operations. 14.2.3 Culture as major aspect of HRM overseas. The passage discusses the significance of culture in managing human resource management on a global level. It emphasizes that understanding and respecting cultural differences is a key to creating successful HRM strategies across different countries. Gert Hofstede, a cultural researcher, developed 5 dimensions to help understand these cultural differences. 5 cultural dimensions are: first, individualism and collectivism. This measures how people are integrated into groups. In individualistic cultures like the US, the focus is on personal achievement, while in collectivist culture, the emphasis is on group cohesion and the common good. Second, power distance. This refers to the extent to which power inequalities are accepted. High power distance culture accept hierarchical structure, while low power distance culture prefer equality in power distribution. Third, uncertainty avoidance. This measure how cultures deal with uncertainty. High uncertainty avoidance culture prefer strict rules and regulation to minimize unpredictability, while low uncertainty avoidance culture are more relaxed about it. 4. Masculinity and femininity. This dimension focuses on the roles and values attributed to gender. Masculine cultures value competition and assertiveness, while feminine cultures prioritize care and quality of life. Lastly, number 5, long-term and short-term orientation. Long-term oriented culture focus on future rewards and persistence, while short-term oriented culture emphasize present-day accomplishment and obligation. Understanding these dimensions help companies adapt their HRM strategies to suit the cultural context of different countries, ensuring more successful operations. These are example, and the power distance refers to the comfort level of power differences among society members. A lower score shows a greater equality among levels of society such as New Zealand. Individualism and collectivism, a high ranking here such as the United States means there is more concern for the individualistic aspect of society as opposed to collectivism. Countries with high score on individualism means the people tend to be more self-reliant. Masculinity and femininity, a lower score may indicate lower levels of differentiation between genders. A lower score such as Chile may also indicate a more openly nurturing society. While uncertainty avoidance refers to the tolerance for uncertainty, a high score such as Japan's means there is lower tolerance for uncertainty, so rules, laws, policy, and regulation are implemented. Lastly, long short-term orientation refers to the trip and perseverance overcoming obstacles with time, such as China versus tradition social obligations. The passage explained the culture refers to the socially accepted ways of life within a society. It includes aspects like language, norms, values, rituals, and material culture such as art, music, and tools used in that society. Language is one of the most obvious parts of culture and can often define a culture. Language is also crucial for doing business. In HRM language, consideration may include decision about language. And the home countries or the host country, documents should be sent in. Another question should be whether there should be standard language used for communication within the company. The passage highlights how McDonald's successfully adapted to various culture when expounding globally, demonstrating cultural sensitivity in its product offerings. For example, when McDonald's entered the Indian market, it developed a vegetarian option, the McSpicy Paneer, to respect local dietary norms. In Japan, McDonald's introduced the teriyaki burger and green tea ice cream to match Japanese taste. Similarly, in France, McDonald's introduced the McBaguette, aligning with French eating habits. This cultural adaptation is essential for successful global operations, including HRM, where understanding cultural differences help create effective HRM system. 14.3.1 Types of Staffing Strategy. The passage describes three main staffing strategies that a company can use when entering an overseas market, each with its own advantages and disadvantages. Home country national strategy. This strategy involves sending employees from the home country to live and work in a foreign country. These employees are known as expatriates. The second one is the host country national strategy. This strategy involves hiring people who are born and reside in a country where the business operates. And lastly, third country national strategy. This strategy involves hiring employees from a country that is neither the home country nor the host country. Each strategy has its own pros and cons, and regardless of which one is chosen, it's important to maintain communication with the home office and ensure alignment between overseas operation and the company's overall strategy for a successful business venture. 14.3.2 Expatriates. The passage describes factors that determine the success of an expatriate. An employee from the home country works abroad and the phase they go through during their assignment. According to researcher Sam Charonen, expatriate success depends on five categories: job, factors, relation, dimensions, motivational state, family situation, and language skills. The success of the assignment can be protected by these factors. Problems such as family stress, cultural inflexibility, emotional immaturity, and long work hours can lead to expatriate failure. Expatriates typically go for four phases of adjustment. First, elation honeymoon phase. The employee feels excited and stimulated by new surroundings. Second, resistance phase. The employees start comparing the home and host country, leading to frustration due to the differences in culture and language. Third, adaptation phase. The employee begins to adjust, gain language skills, and may even reject their own culture while embracing the host culture. And lastly, biculturalism phase. The expatriate feels comfortable in a new culture while appreciating their life back home. By this phase, many problems such as cultural stress have lessened. 14.3.3 Host Country National. The passage discusses the advantages of hiring a host country national, a local person, when a company is designing its staffing strategy for operation in a foreign country. First, cost effectiveness. It is generally less expensive to hire a local person because the company can save on moving expenses and training costs. Second, cultural and legal knowledge. A host country national is already familiar with the local culture and laws, which can make them more productive from the start without the cultural challenges that expatriates might face. Third, local connections. Hiring a local person can also be beneficial because they might have important connection that can influence local policies and regulation which can be crucial for the company's success in the market. The passage also notes that while expatriates were commonly used in the past, many global companies now feel confident that the skills, knowledge, and abilities needed are available locally. This makes hiring a host country national a more favorable choice.
Good morning, everyone. I am Jay Anobleza, the last reporter of Group 7. Third country nationals. One of the best examples of third country nationals is the U.S. military. The U.S. military has more than 70,000 third country nationals working for the military in places such as Iraq and Afghanistan. For example, a recruitment firm hired by the U.S. military called Meridian Services Agency recruits hairstylists, construction workers, and electricians from all over the world to fill positions on military bases. A third country national is a person who is not a citizen of the country where they are working and also not a citizen of the country where they are employed. In this case, the U.S. military employs over 70,000 TCNs or third country national in countries such as Iraq and Afghanistan. These TCNs are recruited from all over the world to fill various positions on military bases, including ang hairstylists, construction workers, and electricians. Meridian Services Agency are responsible for recruiting these TCNs. The agency likely searches for qualified candidates from various countries and brings them to work on U.S. military bases. The importance of TCNs in the U.S. military is highlighted by the fact that they are employed in significant numbers. This suggests that the military relies heavily on international workers to fulfill its needs, particularly in areas where there may be shortage of skilled labor in the local workforce. Most companies who utilize third country national labor are not new to multinational businesses. The majority of companies who use third country national staffing have many operations already overseas. One example is a multinational company based in the United States that also has operations in Spain and transfers a Spanish manager to set up new operations in Argentina. Most companies that do this are not new to the concept of multinational business, but rather are established companies with existing operations in multiple countries. In other words, these companies are not startups or small businesses that are just starting to venture into national markets. Instead, ito ay mga mas malaki, itinatag ng mga kumpanya na may napatunayang track record na nagpapatakbo ng business sa buong mundo. So the example given is a US-based company that has operations in Spain and is transferring a Spanish manager to set up new operations in Argentina. This suggests that the company is already familiar with managing international teams and operations and is simply expanding its reach to a new country. In fact, many American companies are seeing the value in hiring third country nationals for overseas assignments. In an international assignment survey, 61% of United States-based companies surveyed increased the use of third country nationals by 61%. And of that number, 35% have increased the use of third country nationals to 50% of their workforce. Many American companies are recognizing the benefits of hiring employees from a third country, a country that is neither the home country of the company nor the host country where the employee will be working for international assignments. So, according to a survey, 61% of US-based companies have increased the use of third country nationals by 61 compares to compared previous years. So this means that a significant number of companies have found it more effective or mas beneficial to hire employees from countries other than the US or the country where they are conducting business. Furthermore, 35% of these companies have increased the use of third country nationals to 50% of their workforce. This suggests that many companies are now using third country nationals as a significant part of their workforce for international assignments. The main reason why companies use third country nationals as a staffing strategy is the ability of a candidate to represent the company's interest and transfer corporate technology and competences. Sometimes the best person to do this isn't based in the United States or in the host country. The main reason why companies use third country nationals is that they can represent the company's interest and transfer its corporate technology and competences. So this means na that individuals can act as ambassadors of the company, promoting its interests and values, and also bring their own knowledge and expertise from their home country to the host country. So sometimes the best person to do this may not be based in the United States or the host country, implying that may mga mas suitable pa na candidates within those countries. By using third country nationals, companies can tap into a global talent pool and find the best candidates for the job regardless of their nationality or location. With proper research and understanding, most HRM concepts can be applied to an international environment. However, it also emphasizes the importance of considering cultural, economic, and legal differences between countries. The main point is that HRM concept can be applied globally, but it's essential to be aware of the unique differences and challenges that come with operating in different countries. This awareness will enable companies to adapt their human resource management strategies to the specific international environment they are operating in. This encouraging a holistic approach to international HRM, where companies consider the complexities and nuances of different cultures, economies, and legal systems when implementing HRM strategies. So, by doing so, companies can ensure that their human resource management practices are effective and relevant in different international contexts. Recruitment and selection. Understanding which staffing strategy to use is the first aspect of hiring the right person for the over assignment. The ideal candidate for an overseas assignment normally has the following characteristics. Number 1, managerial competence. Technical skills, leadership skills, knowledge specific to the company operations. Number 2, training. The candidate either has or is willing to be trained on the language and culture of the host country. Number 3, adaptability. The ability to deal with new, uncomfortable, or unfamiliar situations and the ability to adjust to the culture in which the candidate will be assigned. When selecting an expatriate or a third country national for the job, assuring that the candidate has the job factors, relational dimensions, motivational state, family situation, and language skill or can learn is the key consideration in hiring the right person. Some of the costs associated with the failure of an expatriate or third country national might include the following. Damage to host country relationships. So, failure to build strong relationships with the local stakeholders can also damage companies' reputation and relationships. Motivation of host country staff. So, a failed expatriate or third country national assignment can negatively impact the morale and motivation of local staff. Cost associated with recruitment and relocation. So the cost of recruiting and relocating a new candidate can be significant. Possible loss of that employee once they return. So if the candidate returns to their home country without completing their assignment, the company may lose a valuable employee. Missed opportunities to further develop the market. A failed assignment can mean missed opportunities to expand the company's presence in the host country. So, overall, it emphasizes the importance of careful consideration and planning when selecting an expatriate or third country national for a job, as it can have significant implications for both the individual kag sa company. Most of those competencies have little to do with the person's ability to do the job, but are related to his or her ability to do the job in a new cultural setting. So, these additional competencies may be considered experience working internationally, extroverted, tolerance, language skills, and cultural experiences. So this is the figure 14.2 sample selection process for overseas assignment. Training. Training isn't always easy. The goal is to help someone learn a language or cultural traditions, but to ensure they are immersed in the socio-cultural aspects of the new culture they are living in. Roger N. Blakeney, an international business researcher, identifies two main pathways to adapting to a new culture. First, psychological adjustment, and the second one is sociocultural adaptation. So this is the figure 14.3, Blakeney's model of psychological and sociocultural adaptation. Part of language isn't only about what you say but also includes all the non-verbal aspects of language. So an example is in the United States, they place their palm upward and use one finger when calling someone over. So in Malaysia, this is only used for calling animals. In much of Europe, calling someone over is done with palm down, making a scratching motion with the three fingers. So in Colombia, stuffed hand claps are used. Means they are all have the different nonverbal aspects of language. The goal of cultural training is to train employees what the norms are in the particular culture. Many of these norms come from history, past experience, and values. Cultural training can include any of the following topics. Etiquette. This includes rules for social behavior, such as how to greet people, how to use formal language, and how to conduct business meetings. So the management styles is this covers how to work with supervisors, managers, and colleagues from different cultures. So including how to communicate effectively and build relationships. So history. This includes learning about the historical context of the country or region, including their major events, mga traditions, and cultural influences. So sa religion, this covers the role of religion in daily life, including mga holidays, traditions. The arts. This includes an appreciation of the local art, music, literature, and performance arts. Food. This covers traditional cuisine, eating habits, and food-related customs. Geography. This includes understanding the physical geography of the country or region, including climate, terrain, and natural resources. Logistic aspects. This covers practical information about daily life, such as transportation options, currency, exchange rates, and communication methods. Politics. This includes understanding the political system, government structure, and current events. Compensation rewards. One possible option is to pay a similar base salary company-wide or region-wide and offer expatriates an allowance based on specific market conditions in each country. This is called the balance sheet approach. With this compensation approach, the idea is that the expatriate should have the same standard of living that he or she would have had at home. Four groups of expenses are looked at in this approach. Income taxes. So, ito yung mga binayad ng mga expatriate in the host country. Housing. This includes the cost of providing a suitable residence para sa mga expatriate, which may be different from what they would have at home. Goods and services. So, this includes the cost of living expenses such as food, ng transpo, ng entertainment, and other daily necessities. Base salary. This is the regular salary paid to the expatriate, which is adjusted based on the market conditions in the host country. The overseas premium. This is an additional payment made to compensate for the difficulties and challenges of living abroad, such as ang luggage barriers, their cultural differences, and pag-separate sa ila family and friends. Table 14.6 shows a hypothetical example of how the balance sheet approach would work. Performance evaluations. So as we can see, the Philippines has the lowest hourly world compensation comparisons for manufacturing jobs. Next is the Taiwan, Argentina, Korea, Israel, Greece, United Kingdom, United States, France, Germany, Denmark, and the Norway. The Norway who got the highest hourly world compensation comparisons for manufacturing jobs. The international labor environment. As we have already alluded to in this chapter, understanding of laws and how they relate to host country employees and expatriates can vary from country to country. Because of this, individual research on laws in the specific countries is necessary to ensure adherence. Worker safety laws, worker compensation laws, safety requirements, working age restrictions, maternity or paternity leaves, unionization laws. Vacation time requirements, average work week hours, privacy laws, disability laws, multiculturalism and diverse workplace, anti-discrimination law, and taxation. As you can tell from this list, the considerable HRM factors when doing business overseas should be truly researched. One important factor worth mentioning here is labor unions. As you remember from working with labor unions in page 362, labor unions have declined in membership in the United States. Collective bargaining is the process of developing an employment contract between a union and management within an organization. That's all. Thank you.